everyone. For today's lecture, we're going to learn more about the fundamentals of nursing. Unit 1, The Nature of Nursing, Chapter 1, Historical and Contemporary Nursing Practice. This book from Kosher and Herb will be our main reference. For today's lecture, we're going to focus on the nursing education and types of education programs. The practice of nursing is controlled from within the profession through state boards of nursing and professional nursing organizations. These groups also determine the content and type of education that is required for different levels or scopes of nursing practice. Originally, the focus of nursing education was to teach the knowledge and skills that would enable a nurse to practice in a hospital setting. However, as nursing rules have evolved in response to new scientific knowledge, advances in technology, and cultural, political, and socioeconomic changes in society, nursing education curricula have been revised to enable nurses to work in more diverse settings and assume more diverse roles. Nursing programs are increasingly based on a broad knowledge of biologic, social, and physical sciences, as well as the liberal arts and humanities. Current nursing curricula emphasize critical thinking and the application of nursing and supporting knowledge to health promotion, health maintenance, and health restoration as provided in both community and hospital settings. This is a slide captured from Doctoral nursing, and this summarizes the current nursing education ladder in the United States. It starts with LPN certificate or the licensed practical nurse, which lasts from 1 to 2 years. After which, you can go to associate degree, a nursing curriculum eligible for NCLEX or the National Council for Licensure Examination that will last for 2 years. Next would be the baccalaureate degree. It includes nursing curriculum and social sciences, humanities, and nursing theory, which lasts for 4 years. After which, you can proceed to master's degree, and advanced education in specialties and is required for advanced practicing registered nurse, which lasts for additional 2 to 3 years. And lastly, the doctoral degree, such as a doctor in nursing practice and doctor of philosophy, which lasts for 2 to 7 years. There are two types of entry-level generalist nurses, the registered nurse or RN, and the licensed practical or vocational nurse, LPN or LVN. Responsibilities and licensure requirements differ for these two levels. The majority of new RNs graduate from associate degree or baccalaureate degree nursing programs. In some states, a person can be eligible to take the licensure exam through other qualifications such as completing a diploma nursing program or challenging the exam as a military corps person or licensed vocational nurse after completing specified coursework. There also are generic master's and doctoral programs that lead to eligibility for RN licensure. These latter programs are for students who already have a baccalaureate degree in a discipline other than nursing. On completion of the program, which may be from 1 to 3 years in length, graduates obtain their initial professional degree in nursing. Graduates of these programs are eligible to take the licensure exam to become a registered nurse and also may continue into specialty roles such as nurse practitioner or nurse educator. Although educational preparation varies considerably, all registered nurses in the United States take the same licensure examination. It is called the National Council Licensure Examination, or NCLEX-RN. This examination is administered in each state, and the successful candidate becomes licensed in that particular state, even though the examination is of national origin. To practice nursing in another state, the nurse must receive reciprocal licensure by applying to that state's Board of Nursing. Some state legislators have created a regulatory model called mutual recognition, or also called as multi-state licensure or interstate practice, that allows for multi-state licensure under one license. States that enter into these recognition agreements are referred to as compact states. Nurses who have received their training in other countries may be granted registration after successfully completing the NCLEX. Both licensure and registration must be renewed regularly in order to remain valid. We'll know more about this process on Chapter 4. The legal right to practice nursing requires not only passing the licensing examination, but also verification that the candidate has completed a prescribed course of study in nursing. Some states may have additional requirements. All U.S. nursing programs must be approved by their state board of nursing. In addition to state approval, the Accreditation Commission for Education in Nursing, or the ACEN, formerly called the National League for Nursing and Accrediting Commission, provides accreditation for all levels of nursing programs. And the Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education, or CCNE, accredits baccalaureate and higher degree programs. Accreditation is a voluntary peer review process. Accredited programs meet standard requirements that are evaluated periodically through written self-studies and on-site visitation by peer examiners. In here, we have the current 39 states that have enacted the Nurse Licensure Compact and the other pending NLC states with indicated reasons for pending as of February 2022. As you can see, here are the states that have enacted the NLC, those that have partial implementation, currently no action, and enacted the NLC, which now awaits implementation. The pending NLC states includes Guam, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Virgin Islands. Additionally, there are some important information regarding the NLC. What determines the primary state of residence? NLC defines primary or home state in the Compact Rules and Regulations. Sources to verify a nurse's primary residence may include driver's license, federal income tax return, or voter registration. Nurses accepting employment in a party state may many times complete the new application and pay the fee. An adjustment period may be needed where fees are refundable. Why is an individual in the NLC limited to one license? It reduces the barriers to interstate practice, it improves tracking for disciplinary purposes, promotes cost-effectiveness and simplicity for the licensee, and acts as an unduplicated listing of nurses for planning for disaster preparedness. The message needs to be framed in many different ways for nurses, employers, and recruiters. One license per each license type, RN or LPN LVN, and no more is permitted by the state of residency. You can learn more about NLC by going to the NCSBN website. Now we're going to tackle about the different types of education programs. Education programs available for nurses include practical or vocational nursing, registered nursing, graduate nursing, and continuing education. All levels of nursing are needed in healthcare today. Each has a unique scope of practice and by working collaboratively can help meet the often complex needs of clients. We're also going to tackle about the specific programs. Examples of registered nursing are diploma programs, associate degree, and baccalaureate degree. While in graduate nursing, we have master's degree and doctoral. And specifically in continuing education, we're going to tackle about in-service education. Now, this is a graphic I adopted from the U.S. Health Resources and Services Administration data in 2010, wherein they provided statistics of those that are currently enrolled in RN and master's program. In RN, diploma program, those that are enrolled in the diploma program are in 20%, in associate degree are 46%, and in baccalaureate are 34%. In Masteral, those RNs that have Masteral are 13%, while the rest don't have Masteral. Okay, now we're going to start with the licensed practical or vocational nursing programs. Practical or vocational nursing programs are housed in community colleges, vocational schools, hospitals, or other independent health agencies. These programs generally last 9 to 12 months and include both classroom and clinical experience. At the end of the program, graduates take the NCLEX-RN for practical nursing to obtain licensure as a practical or vocational nurse. Some LPN and LVN programs articulate with associate degree programs. In these latter programs, the practical or vocational education component comprises the first year of an associate degree program for registered nursing, and if successful in passing the NCLEX-PN, students can work while continuing their registered nurse education. Practical nurses work under the supervision of a registered nurse in numerous settings, including hospitals, nursing homes, rehabilitation centers, and home health agencies. Although the scope of practice varies by state regulation and agency policy, LPNs usually provide basic direct technical care to clients. Employment of LPNs has shifted away from acute care settings to care of older adults in community-based settings, including long-term care. Now, what does LPNs do? What the LPN does depends on the scope of practice laws in the state where you work. Each state board of nursing regulates what the LPN can and cannot do. In general, LPNs provide patient care in a variety of settings within a variety of clinical specializations. Usually, although each state sets the scope of practice for the LPN, each organization can narrow the scope. It is important therefore to know what a specific organization does not allow the LPN to do. In some organizations, but not all, the RN is expected to carry out the following tasks. Now we go to the registered nursing programs. Currently, three major routes lead to eligibility for RN licensure: completion of a diploma, associate degree, or baccalaureate program. For here, we're going to focus on the diploma programs. After Florence Nightingale established the Nightingale Training School of Nurses at St. Thomas Hospital in England in 1860, the concept traveled quickly to North America. Hospital administrators welcomed the idea of training schools as a source of nursing staff for free or inexpensive staffing for the hospital. Nursing education in early years largely took the form of apprenticeship programs. Apprenticeship is a system for training a new generation of practitioners with on-the-job training and often some accompanying study. With little formal classroom instruction, students learned by doing, that is, by providing direct care to clients. There was no standardization of curriculum and no accreditation. Programs were designed to meet the service needs of the hospital, not the educational needs of students. Three-year diploma programs were the dominant nursing programs and the major source of nursing graduates from the late 1800s until the mid-1960s. Today's diploma programs are hospital-based educational programs that provide rich clinical experiences for nursing students. These programs often are associated with colleges or universities. Currently, 20.4% of RNs have obtained their initial nursing education in diploma programs. The number of diploma nursing programs has declined steadily since a resolution by the American Nurses Association in 1965 recommended that education for those who work in nursing should be placed in institutions of learning within the general system of education, such as colleges and universities, and that minimal preparation for beginning professional nursing practice at the present time should be the baccalaureate degree education in nursing, and that associate degree education in nursing should be the minimum preparation for beginning technical nursing practice. A diploma in nursing generally means that a student has completed a non-degree training program with the expectation of becoming a practical nurse or registered nurse. A diploma is a certificate of completion traditionally issued by a vocational education institute. Okay, next in the registered nursing programs are the associate degree programs. Associate degree nursing programs, which arose in the early 1950s, were the first and only educational programs for nursing that were systematically developed from planned research and controlled experimentation. Most of these programs take place in community colleges. The graduating student receives an associate degree in nursing, or ADN, or Associate of Arts, AA, Associate of Science, AS, or Associate in Applied Science, AAS, degree with a major in nursing. Several trends and events prompted the development of these programs: the Cadet Nurse Corps, the Community College Movement, earlier nursing studies, and Dr. Mildred Montag's proposal for an associate degree. The Cadet Nurse Corps of the United States was legislated and financed during the World War II to provide nurses to meet both military and civilian needs. The Corps demonstrated that qualified nurses could be educated in less time than the traditional 3 years of most diploma programs. After World War II, the number of community colleges in the United States increased rapidly. The low tuition and open door admission policy of these colleges, as well as their location in towns and cities lacking four-year colleges and universities, made higher education accessible to more individuals by offering the first 2 years of a four-year college program, as well as vocational programs that addressed community needs. Studies of nursing education, such as the Goldmark Report in 1923, the Committee on the Grading of Nursing Schools in 1934, and the Brown Report in 1948, also had a significant influence on the development of two-year nursing programs. The recommendations in all of these reports supported the idea of an independent schools of nursing in institutions of higher learning separate from hospitals. The Goldmark Report, titled Nursing and Nursing Education in the United States, was published in 1923. The Goldmark Report recommended that nursing education be moved into mainstream university education and that the learning needs of nursing students should have precedence over the hospital's need for workers. The Brown Report was made by Dr. Esther Lucille Brown. In the United States, associate degree nursing programs were started after Mildred Montag published her doctoral dissertation, The Education of Nursing Technicians, in 1951. This study proposed a two-year education program for RNs in community colleges as a solution to the acute shortage of nurses that came about because of World War II. Dr. Montag conceptualized a nursing technician or bedside nurse, able to perform nursing functions broader than those of a practical nurse, but lesser in scope than those of a professional nurse. At the end of the 2 years, the student was to be awarded an ADN or Associate Degree in Nursing, and be eligible to take the state board examination for registered nurse licensure. The first ADN program was established at Columbia University Teachers College in 1952 under the direction of Dr. Montag. The number of ADN programs has grown steadily. Currently, 45.4% of all new RNs each year are educated in associate degree programs. Dr. Montag's original idea that these graduates be nursing technicians and that a degree become a terminal one did not last. In 1978, the American Nurses Association proposed that associate degree programs no longer be considered terminal, but part of a career upward mobility plan. Today, many students enter an associate degree program with the intention of continuing their education to the baccalaureate or higher level. Many community colleges have articulation agreements with colleges and university Bachelor of Science in Nursing programs to facilitate the upward mobility toward the Bachelor of Science in Nursing or BSN. RN to Master of Science in Nursing or MSN programs are also available to the associate degree nurse. The third registered nursing program is the baccalaureate degree programs. The first school of nursing in a university setting was established at the University of Minnesota in 1909. This program's curriculum, however, differed little from that of a three-year diploma program. It was not until 1919 that the University of Minnesota established its undergraduate baccalaureate degree in nursing. Most of the early baccalaureate programs were 5 years in length. They consisted of the basic three-year diploma program plus 2 years of liberal arts education. In the 1960s, the number of students enrolled in baccalaureate programs increased markedly. Approximately 34% of RNs in the United States are educated in the baccalaureate programs. Baccalaureate programs are located in senior colleges and universities and are generally 4 years in length. Programs include courses in the liberal arts, sciences, humanities, and nursing. Graduates must complete both the degree requirements for the college or university and the nursing program before being awarded a baccalaureate degree. The usual degree awarded is a BSN, or the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Partially in response to the significant shortage of RNs, some schools have established accelerated BSN programs. These programs may include summer coursework in order to shorten the length of time required to complete the curriculum, or maybe a modified curriculum designed for students who already have a baccalaureate degree in another field. This second degree or fast-track BSN programs can be completed in as little as 12 to 18 months of study. Many baccalaureate programs also admit registered nurses who have a diploma or associate degree. These programs typically are referred to as BSN completion, BSN transition, 2+2, or RN-BSN programs. Most RN-BSN programs have a special curriculum designed to meet the needs of these students. Many accept transfer credits from other accredited colleges or universities and award academic credit for the nursing coursework completed previously in a diploma or associate degree program. An increasing number of RN-BSN programs are offered online. Because of changes in the practice environment, the nurse who holds a baccalaureate degree generally experiences more autonomy, responsibility, participation in institutional decision-making, and career advancement than the nurse prepared with a diploma or associate degree. Some employers have different salary scales for nurses with a baccalaureate degree as opposed to an associate degree or diploma. In addition, the American Nurses Credentialing Center, or ANCC, requires a baccalaureate degree for initial basic certification in most nursing specialties, and certification often is rewarded with a salary increase. The Magnet Recognition Program, developed by the ANCC to recognize healthcare organizations that provide nursing excellence, requires that 75% of nurse managers hold at least a baccalaureate degree. 100% compliance was required for Magnet facilities as of 2013. Also, the Institute of Medicine's recent publication, The Future of Nursing, published in 2010, recommended that 80% of RNs be baccalaureate prepared by 2020. All of these points provide an incentive for nurses with diplomas and associate degrees to continue their formal preparation in baccalaureate completion programs. This is reflected in the increasing enrollment in RN to BSN programs. For example, enrollments increased by 15.8% from 2010 to 2011. Current issues regarding nursing education and entry into practice are discussed in the next slide. These are the current issues regarding entry into practice and nursing education. Let's discuss them one by one. In 1985, the ANA, or the American Nurses Association, endorsed the BSN as a necessary education for entry into professional nursing practice. Only graduates of baccalaureate programs in nursing would be licensed under the legal title registered nurse. Associate degree graduates will be considered technical nurses and licensed under the title associate nurse. The proposal sparked sharp debates that continue 25 years later. Many students, graduates, and educators, particularly in associate degree programs, perceive that the proposal undervalues associate degree graduates. As a result, the National League for Nursing suggested that the title of associate nurse be replaced by registered associate nurse. This suggestion has not, however, eliminated the controversy. Many argue that ADN graduates have held the title registered nurse since the inception of associate degree programs and should retain that title. As a professional organization, AMA cannot legislate these changes. It is the right or responsibility of each state to define the legal boundaries of nursing practice and to designate the title to be used by those practitioners who meet the state's criteria for licensure. For AMA's proposal to be accepted nationally, each state needs to implement its own changes in its licensure laws. If the AMA proposal were implemented, a grandfather clause would need to be considered for existing associate degree or diploma graduate registered nurses. Under such a clause, these nurses will continue to be licensed as registered nurses, provided their performance meets established standards. However, grandfather clauses would protect only the nurse's license, not their specific nursing job. Status of diploma nurses and LPNs is not discussed in the proposal. In this proposal, new standardized examinations would be developed in order to test two levels of competence. Some individuals believe that the first step in resolving practice and title issues related to educational preparation should be clarification of the knowledge, skills, and abilities of graduates of each type of nursing program, because all licensed nurses currently function under the same practice acts and often earn the same salary. The need for differentiated competencies has been debated for years. Differentiated nursing practice is defined by level of education, expected skills, job descriptions, compensation, and participation in decision making. Research has shown that differentiated practice models foster positive outcomes for job satisfaction, nurse turnover rates, and positive patient outcomes. During the past decade, policymakers, researchers, and nursing practice leaders have recognized that a nurse's level of education impacts nursing practice. For example, in 2005, the American Organization of Nurse Executives released a statement calling for all nurses to be educated in baccalaureate programs because of the increasingly complex and challenging nursing roles. In 2009, Dr. Patricia Benner and her team released a study that recommended preparing all entry-level registered nurses at the baccalaureate level and requiring all RNs to earn a master's degree within 10 years of initial licensure. In 2010, the Tri-Council for Nursing issued a new consensus policy statement on the educational advancement of registered nurses. It includes the AACN, ANA, AONE, and NLN. All of these organizations agreed that a more highly educated nursing profession is no longer a preferred future. It is a necessary feature in order to meet the nursing needs of the nation and to deliver effective and safe care. The Tri-Council encourages all nurses, regardless of their entry point into the profession, to continue their education. Also in 2010, the IOM, or the Institute of Medicine, released its landmark report on the future of nursing, which called for increasing the number of baccalaureate prepared nurses to 80% and doubling the population of nurses with doctoral degrees by 2020. Currently, only 50% of RNs are prepared at the baccalaureate or graduate degree level. As a final point, a historic landmark agreement occurred in 2012. 5 leading organizations in nursing education and community college leadership released a statement on academic progression for nursing students and graduates. This collaborative statement changed the focus from requirements for initial preparation to how to seed lifelong learning, academic progress, and multiple entry points to professional practice in nursing. It is projected that there will be a need for more than 1.2 million additional RNs by 2020. The joint statement on academic progression helps facilitate nurses pursuing higher levels of education needed for the current and future nursing workforce. Now we go to the graduate nursing programs. Although graduate schools differ, typical requirements for admission to a graduate program in nursing include the following: licensure as a registered nurse or eligibility for licensure, a baccalaureate degree in nursing from an approved college or university. Some graduate programs accept individuals with a diploma or associate degree in nursing and a baccalaureate degree in another field of study. Some accept individuals with an associate degree in nursing as their only post-secondary education. Another is an evidence of scholastic ability, usually a minimum grade point average of 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. Satisfactory achievement on a standard qualifying examination such as the Graduate Record Examination or GRE or Miller Analogies Test or MAT. And lastly, letters of recommendation from supervisors, nursing faculty, or nursing colleagues indicating that the applicant's ability to do graduate study. Okay. Undergraduate nursing programs, we have two programs, the master's degree and the doctorate degree. In here, we're focusing on master's degree programs. The growth of baccalaureate nursing programs encouraged the development of graduate study in nursing. In 1953, the newly established NLN encouraged educators to develop programs for master's degree in nursing. Currently, 13.2% of licensed RNs hold a master's or higher degree. Master's prepared nurses work in a variety of roles, including clinical nurse specialist or CNS, nurse practitioner or NP, and also called advanced practice registered nurse or APRN, certified nurse midwife or CNM, and certified registered nurse anesthetist or CRNA. The emphasis of master's degree programs is on preparing nurses for advanced leadership roles in administration, clinical, or teaching. An emerging nursing role developed by the AACN is a clinical nurse leader. The CNL is a master's degree prepared clinician who oversees the integration of care for a distinct group of clients and may actively provide direct client care in complex situations. These programs generally last for 1.5 to 2 years. Types include MAN or Master of Arts in Nursing, MN Masters in Nursing, MSN Master of Science in Nursing, and MS or Master of Science. The Rutgers University in New Jersey is the first clinical master's degree that focused on psychiatric nursing. According to nurse.org, these are the different degrees that masteral degree can further go to. The APRN master's degrees, MS specializations, dual master's degrees, healthcare administration master's degrees. If you are an independent and critical thinker who works well in high-pressure environments and loves to care for others, an MSN may be right for you. Okay, now we're going to talk about the doctoral programs. Doctoral programs in nursing began in the 1960s in the United States. Before 1960, nurses who pursued doctoral degrees chose related fields such as education, psychology, sociology, and physiology. The two primary doctoral degrees in nursing are the PhD or Doctor of Philosophy and DNP or Doctor of Nursing Practice. Nurses who earn a PhD in nursing generally assume faculty roles in nursing education programs or work in research programs. The DNP, which has been increasing in popularity, is the highest degree for nurse clinicians. In 2006, the AACN recommended the DNP degree as the entry-level degree for all APRNs by 2015. Currently, however, no NP certification course require DNP for the entry-level exam, nor does any state require a DNP as a condition of APRN licensure. Doctors in related fields such as education or public health are still highly relevant for nurses depending on their practical role. Both of these emphasizes research. Prior to entering a PhD program, nurses must complete a Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree and pass the NCLEX-RN exam. In some cases, applicants to a PhD in nursing program must also complete a Master of Science in Nursing or MSN degree, which provides an advanced education in nursing practice with courses in pharmacology, pathophysiology, and clinical practice. A PhD nurse can work in a variety of settings depending on the career path he or she has chosen. A PhD nurse may find employment at a hospital, medical laboratory, research facility, or university as a research scientist, or may work at a nursing school, college, or university as a faculty member or department chair. In some cases, a PhD nurse may also work as a public health nurse in a government setting, helping to develop research-based solutions to public health issues. As there are two doctorate-level nursing programs types to choose from, there may be some confusion as to the differences between a PhD nursing program and a Doctor of Nursing program. The primary difference between the two programs relates to nurses' career aspirations. A DNP program trains nurses to perform the highest level of nursing practice and to translate research into high-quality patient care, while a PhD program prepares nurses to conduct cutting-edge research that will advance the science of nursing and patient care. In addition to research positions, a PhD program prepares nurses for leadership and teaching positions at hospitals and colleges or universities. To simplify, a DNP is a nursing practice doctorate degree, while a PhD is a research and teaching doctorate. Other key differences between DNP and PhD programs are curriculum and program length. A typical DNP program includes courses on advanced nursing practice, leadership and management topics, and requires patient care clinical hours as well as a final capstone project. A PhD program includes coursework on research methodologies, data analysis, and healthcare leadership and policy, and requires students to complete original research and a dissertation. In general, a PhD program takes longer to complete than a DNP program, with PhD programs taking an average of 4 to 6 years to complete and a DNP program taking 3 to 4 years, but can be completed in as little as 2 years depending on the school and program chosen. Here are some of the typical duties that a nurse researcher, a PhD nurse educator, and faculty members may do. And here are DNP prepared nurses generally work in one of two settings and in the following roles. Okay, furthermore discussion on the differences of PhD and a DNP. A PhD has scholarly inquiry and research, where they focus on to enlarge and further the body of nursing knowledge. DNP has higher level skills in nursing practice to improve patient outcomes. PhD study illness trajectories and the care systems. DNP centers on leadership in healthcare, evidence-based practice, and advanced practice nursing. PhD coursework includes advanced theory, research methodology, data analysis, chronic illness issues, and care systems. DNP coursework covers statistics, clinical diagnosis, disease management, budget planning and administration, healthcare policy, and the transformation of our healthcare system. In PhD, teaching is required but no clinical component. In DNP, teaching is optional, but they must complete up to 1,000 clinical hours of practical experience requirements. PhD are expected to write a senior thesis and are generally not geared toward working students. In DNP, they must complete a capstone project and can often be completed by working nurses. PhD tend to land academic tenure track positions or serve in management roles at research organizations. DNP take leadership positions in large healthcare organizations or facilities and are expert clinicians or secure academic positions that emphasize clinical practice and education. Lastly, we're going to talk about the continuing education. No matter how much training you've had, if you are a nurse, you'll never stop learning. Healthcare as a whole is always progressing, changing, and developing policies to protect and save patients, and nurses are at the forefront of those changes. Since nurses usually spend more time with each patient than any other healthcare professional, they have a unique power for advancing progress. And according to Florence Nightingale, let us never consider ourselves as finished nurses. We must be learning all our lives. The term continuing education refers to formalized experiences designed to enhance the knowledge or skills of practicing professionals. Compared to advanced educational programs, which result in an academic degree, CE courses tend to be more specific and shorter. Participants may receive certificates of completion or specialization. This is, however, the responsibility of all practicing nurses. Constant updating and growth are essential to keep abreast of scientific and technological changes and changes within healthcare and the nursing profession. A variety of educational and healthcare institutions conduct CE programs on-site, via home study, and online. Rapid technological advances related to knowledge explosion have greatly altered the practice of nursing. The gap between scientific knowledge and its application grows wider each year as a result of multiple influences, such as elimination of certain illnesses, particularly the communicable diseases, new drugs to cure some illnesses and alter the course of many. Surgeries are being performed successfully in areas that would not have been attempted 10 to 20 years ago. Organ transplants are no more a novelty. Complex and intricate machinery can extend lives. All these advances require more highly skilled nursing care in a great variety of settings. Continuing education is an accepted way of living. CE programs usually are designed to meet one or more of the following needs: to inform nurses of new techniques and knowledge, to help nurses attain expertise in a specialized area of practice, such as critical care nursing, and to provide nurses with information essential to nursing practice, such as knowledge about legal and ethical aspects of nursing. Some states require nurses to obtain a certain number of CE credits to renew their license. Required contact hours typically range from 15 to 30 hours for a 2-year license renewal period. A few states also require a certain number of hours of practice, either independently or in lieu of study hours, before licensure renewal. Now we're going to specifically discuss about in-service education under continuing education. An in-service education program is a specific type of CE program that is offered by an employer. It is designed to upgrade the knowledge or skills of employees, as well as to validate continuing competence in selected procedures and areas of practice. For example, an employer might offer an in-service program to inform nurses about a new piece of equipment or a new surgical procedure. new documentation procedures, or methods of implementing a nurse theorist's conceptual framework of nursing. Some in-service programs are mandatory on a regular basis, such as cardiopulmonary resuscitation and fire or back safety programs. Here is an example of a literature that dwells onto concept analysis in continuing education in nursing by Lorraine Gallagher. According to them, this is a conceptual model of continuing education in nursing. They said that continuing education was affected by different attributes, consequences, and antecedents. Attributes includes direction and goal, dimensions of a professional, and domains of practice, which causes consequences such as expanding the role, growth and development of the nursing profession, and improved client care, however, are affected by the different antecedents such as economic and socio-political context and opportunities to access continuing education. Now, as a summary, we've discussed about nursing education. We've discussed about the nursing education ladder in the United States, the entry-level nurses including registered nurse and licensed practical nurse or licensed vocational nurse. Also discussed about the NCLEX-RN or the National Council Licensure Examination for registered nurses in order to practice as a registered nurse. Under that, we discussed about the nurse licensure compacts on which state you can practice with only one license. Also, the different accrediting organizations such as the ACEN or Accreditation Commission for Education in Nursing, which accredits all levels of nursing, and CCNE or Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education, which accredits baccalaureate degrees and higher. Also, the 4 types of nursing education programs, namely the LPN, LVN, registered nursing, graduate programs, and continuing education. Specifically in RN, we've discussed about the diploma programs, associate programs, and baccalaureate programs. Associate programs are the minimal preparation for technical nurses. It includes ADN or Associate Degree in Nursing, AA, Associate of Arts, AS, Associate of Science, AAS, Associate of Applied Science, that are influenced by U.S. Cadet Nurse Corps, Community College Movement, the earlier nursing studies such as the Goldmark Report and Brown Report, which emphasizes the need for independent nursing education, and Dr. Montag's The Education of Nursing Technicians. And also, the third program in RN is the baccalaureate program, which is a minimal preparation for professional nursing. Under that are the University of Minnesota is the first university to offer baccalaureate degree in nursing. It includes different programs such as accelerated programs, modified curriculum, and transition programs. We also discuss on the current issues and entry into nursing education and practice. In graduate programs, we discuss the requirements in order to enter the graduate nursing, such as in Masteral and Doctorate nursing. In Masteral nursing, you can work as a CNS or clinical nurse specialist, NP or nurse practitioner, APRN or advanced practice registered nurse, CMW certified midwife, CRNA or certified registered nurse anesthetist, and CNL or clinical nurse lead. The types are MAN or Master of Arts in Nursing, MSN or Master of Science in Nursing. And in Rutgers University in New Jersey offered the first master's degree in nursing that focuses on psychiatric nursing. And in doctorate nursing, we have 2 doctorate, the PhD or the Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing, and DNP, Doctor of Nursing Practice. Remember that in PhD, it focuses on research development for the furtherment of nursing knowledge, and DNP is more of a practice-based nursing. And lastly, we discussed about the continuing education in nursing, which needed at least 15 to 30 hours every 2 years prior to license renewal, and specifically the in-service education that was provided by employers and the mandatory of cardiopulmonary resuscitation and fire and back safety. Next, we're going to tackle about contemporary nursing practice. Thanks for watching.